Are you seeing things? Nope. I'm actually out in the shop, and I just heard the distinct sound of a diesel. Yep, definitely a diesel. And I'll show you guys what all's on that diesel, on the trailer that the diesel's pulling, here in just a minute. Lord have mercy. You didn't get caught, did you?
Mm-mm. No. Well, I saw 4 police cars, so.
None of them were interested in you.
Were you taking a film of me trying to get that in a semi in your driveway?
No. Nope.
I'm just kidding you.
I popped it on real quick and said, I think I hear the sound of a diesel pulling a trailer.
Oh, you're making a movie, you know?
Yeah. No, it was just real quick, 23 seconds or so. But
yeah,
that bag stayed on all the way.
Yeah, he just had that over the motor. I think it's caught wind. It's a good thing I put a tie-down strap on. I think it was my tie-down strap.
Well, this is the one I wanted everybody to see.
Okay.
Cute little bugger with hubcaps, and I think it was an 8-horse, 10 horse. It's 10 horse, tiny, and this thing's tiny, tiny. Got little 10-inch wheels on the back and 6-inch on the front. Tiny little thing. I'll get that seat remade, but it's just one to add to the collection. It's got a magnesium deck. Not a big thing. Not a big thing at all. And it's a hydrostat to boot. So this is the one we'll be doing a will it start on. Then we have another 10 horse sitting right there in case this one's not happy. Another 10 horse, and then over there covered up we have a 19.9 horsepower Onan, which I'm kind of excited about too. I can see it from the other side. I guess I'm getting waved over. Go around to the other side. But I had one of these for a number of years, and I had a guy that just absolutely had to have it, so I sold it to him. There's no hood, but I had one of these. I did. All right, and here, the GT 19.9 6-speed. Got the high-low also, gas tank on the seat. But here's our engine. It's got this weird stacked thing on it, and supposedly all 3 of these run, but first one that we're going to be checking out is that little itty-bitty one with the big motor and a hydrostat transmission. So I'm going to help him get these unloaded. We'll catch you guys in a little while. Alright, gang. Well, ain't she a beauty. Let me show you this. Bevel gear drives on either side. For each of the deck arbors. Like I said, magnesium deck. Really well preserved. Super well preserved. And I have not cleaned the hood. It's just that's just how nice it is. And this one is the whole reason I went ahead and got the 3. They did not want to separate them. You can even see here hints of wax, where this thing was definitely loved. There's indication of wax there. So this thing was someone's absolute pride and joy. And then on the flip side, the other 2 were, the stepchildren, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. But the battery mounts in the back just like that, and I've got the battery mounted, and I hit the key and it's not turning over. So we're gonna have to figure out why it's not turning over. That's one. And 2, it's been sitting for so long, the belts are all stuck to the pulleys. So I don't know if the engine is seized or if the belts are just stuck. So that's what we're going to do right now, is pull the belt cover off and take a look and see what we've got. I already pulled the fuel line off. I'm going to put new fuel line on. I cleaned out the gas tank. Gas tank's nice and clean. fuel petcock, still works just fine. And then I cleaned the carburetor. I just blew it out. That's all I did. I took the bowl down, blew out the bowl, blew out the line, or took the line off, blew in here, bunch of dust came out of there. So fortunately there's no varnish or anything like that in there. There's oil in the engine. I pulled the spark plug out, used my wonderful little spark plug cleaner, and I'll show you how good a job that does. Looks like a new plug, doesn't it? That spark plug cleaner is the bomb. Vixen! And it only takes a couple seconds. I went on a spark plug cleaning frenzy yesterday with it and pulled all the plugs on the motorcycles and blasted them all off and put them all back in. But anyway, that's not what we're here about. We're here about this. So let me get the camera set up and we'll pop that side cover off and see if we can make it go, because right now it's a no-go. So hang on. I am pretty much going to be in your guys' way, but we're just popping some screws out to get that cover off. So I see 1, 2, 3 screws. I don't know if we have a 4th one on the bottom here or not. And it does not appear as though we do. Looks like just those 3. Let's use the impact on reverse. Be careful not to use this shoulder too much also. Whoop. Alright, well, it tightened. There we go. That was painless. I'll go ahead and go forward again just to there. Break it loose, you know. And it appears as though at one time the choke cable, or throttle cable, one or the other, which is routed down underneath now, was at one time up here going to I'm gonna guess it was the throttle cable that was there. It's got a new throttle cable in it. Throttle cable moves just fine. The choke cable moves just fine. Moves, same thing. There's even wax in the holes on that guard. So, whoop, that one wasn't tightened all the way down. There we go, we're off to see the wizard. I am so glad to be back out in the shop. My guess is that because of the length of that there should be a spacer in there. So we'll work on getting a spacer for that. Alright, there we go. Got a leaf in there. Get out of there, leaf. You are not welcome or wanted. Here, we'll use the Merlin and blow it out. That was easy. I really like these big air fittings, the larger orifice air fittings. Okay. Well, no, engine's turning just fine. Let's roll it over a little bit. Let's see. I've got the spark plug real loose. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Make sure nothing's sticking. Oh. Smells the what do I smell? I can smell. Smells like something was poured down in the cylinder to keep it loose, like it was intentionally put into storage. All 4 tires are holding air. It's just condition that it's in just blows my mind. I really want to find out what year it is. I've not done any research on it yet. Like I say, it just got dropped off this afternoon, or well, this morning around 11 o'clock. It's now 2 o'clock. Since my doors are open, I've had visitor after visitor after visitor, people coming down checking on me, seeing how I'm doing with my shoulder and everything. So getting along pretty good. I've not overstayed my welcome in the shop just yet, so that's why I decided to go ahead and bring you guys in and keep you guys in here. All right, I can see the key switch, the back of the key switch. It's really, really tight in here, but I can see the back of the key switch. See the 2 lugs on the starter generator. And since I moved this over some, I wonder if it'll turn now. Should we try it? Just hit the key, see if the key, because the key switch may be bad. I believe I have a key switch just like that in the event that it's bad. There's no starter solenoid on this, so it just has really heavy wires going to the key switch. Let's see. That clicking is not a solenoid, that's just the key. Alright, well, let's see, what can we do? I want to make sure that the starter generator works, right? I mean, we're going to need it to, aren't we? We'll get another battery, which I've got one sitting over there. Let's swing back over to that side. What do you say? Hi, guys. Yeehaw. Yep, it is definitely a pretty neat machine that's been well loved and well cared for. Alright, you're not really going to be able to see too well. Let me see if I can find you guys a good seat. Maybe right here. See if I can get it adjusted in for you guys. That's not too bad. I'm going down, up, in underneath there. So we've got our short cables. Now don't you guys get in my way. I don't want you in my way when I'm doing this. Let me get on top of that start post. And I loosened the cable and tightened the cable back down, just in case it had corrosion or something, or oxidization on it that was preventing it from being able to motor around. And I also cleaned and it just popped off. Alright, well, let's do it this way. You guys are almost in my way. Almost, not quite. I'm working in real tight spaces here. My wonderful Miss Zippo's Cub Cadet is right behind us, so I don't have any room to move. All well laid out plans and all that? Yeah, I didn't. And I've not mentioned it yet. I hope everyone's being really, really safe with the current situation going on in the world. It's a scary thing. I have a funny story to tell you guys, though. I'll probably get in trouble for telling it. We'll see. I needed to go into town. I had to run to the bank so that I could grab cash to pay for these 3 mowers, which I didn't pay much. I paid $50 a piece for them. I don't mind telling you. So yeah, there it is. That's all I paid for them. It's $50 a piece. Are you gonna stay this time? Just stay. Okay. Ran in town, had to go to the bank, and I also need to stop and get some more oil dry. And Miss Zippo was needing some butter. Well, that's what she said. I need butter. Or margarine, excuse me. She needed margarine. So I went to the grocery and I got her margarine. And I got back out to the truck and I sent her a picture of it. Let's see if this thing's gonna move. I just saw a little spark. Let's see. Well, we've got a spark. I think we just might not have a good connection somewhere. Come on. I hear something clicking. It's weird. Let's see. I don't know what's clicking. Something's clicking when I'm doing this. I don't know. Okay. So we're going to stop with that. It might be the starter generator that's just attempting to turn. The brushes, who knows how long it's been since this thing has run, right? So let me go ahead and finish the story. It's kind of a funny one. So I got margarine, what I could find, and sent her a picture. And then she says, did they have stick butter? So I said, no, they didn't have stick butter where I went, but I have one more stop to make to go get the kitty litter. I will check there. So we get there and I pick up stick butter. I take a picture of that. First with the margarine, she said, well, I guess that'll be okay. It's country crock. It's just in a different looking container, but it's country crock. That's what she wanted. That's what she uses. So anyway, it didn't have the country crock name on it, so she just wasn't sure. I assured her it's the same as country crock. So that was all well and good. But then she wanted the stick butter. So I got her stick butter. And I got back out to the truck, and right before I started heading back to the ranch, I took a picture of the stick butter in the bag and sent it to her and said, there's your stick butter. And she says, well, don't they have unsalted? So I texted her back and said, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. I'm trying to help you out and you keep asking for something different each time. I have an idea. Why don't you tell me exactly what you want from the onset so that we don't have this problem? It was just funny. And she had to reread the text, and after she reread the text, she realized, oh, hey, you know what? I can see how that could be interpreted as, I never told you exactly what I wanted until after the fact. You think? So it was just funny. All right, so we have a no spin on this, so we're going to go ahead and take the starter generator out and bench test it, see if we can't get that starter generator to be happy and play nice again. And then if we can get it to play nice again, we will put it back in. If not, I've only got, a dozen starter generators up there that I can choose from, and I know there's a number of them that are good. So we won't have a problem with the starter generator. Let me see. Is it turning the right way? Are they turning the right way? Yeah. Yep. Counterclockwise. Or clockwise. So Cub Cadets are the ones that turn backwards, the older Cubs. Alright, that's enough babbling. Let me get that starter generator out, and then we will see what we can do on the bench with it. Alright, starter generator is out, and we're going to test it. Quite simply, all we're trying to do is to get power to go through the armature via positive on the armature side, and then just ground the frame out and see if we have any spinny. Okay, that's all we're doing. And put my negative clamp on here, and just to show you guys that we do have spark between them. Ready? Okay. So I should, by putting this clamp here, the positive clamp on the armature, and grounding the frame anywhere I go, doesn't matter where I go, nothing. So that tells me that the brushes are either glazed over, or the commutator has glazed over, which is preventing the starter generator from working. So when I was in remanufacturing these things, we had something that we did before we ever did anything else with these. I'm going to show you what that was, and then we're going to test it again. I'll take it out. I'm going to use the anvil to put the armature itself. See if we can get down here a little bit. Okay. See, the armature itself is sitting where the pulley's at, is sitting on the anvil of the vise. And then we were told get a brass or a lead dead blow and then turn it. And the reasoning why we put them up and down like this, and this is a dead blow, you guys hear that? The reason that we put them straight up and down like this is to knock the carbon loose and send the carbon down towards the other end of the starter generator. That was their whole thinking on it. But this is what we did. If we put it on the tester, it wouldn't spin. The very first thing we did was take it back out of the tester and just play whack-a-mole with it for a while. And like I said, turn it every now and again, so that the reason that you turn it is so that the brushes are on a different part of the commutator each time. And after you get done whacking it that way a little bit, there's springs in there that hold those brushes in place, and the springs are attached to the sides of the frame. You'll see a rivet here. Let me turn it around, and you see a rivet here. Those two rivets, there's a spring wound around it and whatnot. So now we go not directly on the rivet, mind you, but near it. You can see the rivet right there. And then we were told, put it back in the tester. So we're going to stick it right back down here in our makeshift tester. The bearings are good and solid. The bearings are good and tight. There's no play, no slop, no nothing, okay? So let's give her another chance at waking up, shall we? Got that on there. And we shall come up here and get the negative on while I'm holding the other negative. Alright. It's on the battery. Let's see where we're at here. See if you guys can see since I moved it a little bit. I can go down. Alright, so now I'm going to touch the frame and see if we get any spinny. Right here. Okay? You ready? Let's try it. Still no spinny. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got a good ground. There's a bare spot on the frame here where a cable had been laying. So, oh, I heard something. Alright, now I'm going to mess up here and see if there isn't something I can do up here to get it to spin. Nope. No spinny. None. And I'm not building any heat up. So, tells me I've either got bad brushes or I've got a broken wire on the armature. So instead of sitting here and tearing this one apart and going through it and figuring out what's wrong with it, I'm just going to go over there to the back shelf, grab a decent replacement and stick it on the stand. So you guys stay tuned for just a second. Let me go grab another one. Alright, we've got another one on there. This one says okay. So that, and it's with my blue tape, so I can only assume that I have already checked this one and that what it says is true. So we're going to find out here directly. Let me get the positive on there. We'll come up to get our negative battery terminal connected to the battery. There we go. Now we should be golden. Should be able to just touch the vise and it should take off. Ready? It's a little noisy. So because of how hard it is to get these in and out, I'm not going to use this one. But I'll show you guys what you can do to test them. I've shown it before. you do what I just did. You ramp it up to speed, then you quickly come over and take I have to back up on that because I'm trying to remember right now. Pretty sure that you ramp it up and then quickly put the positive onto the field, but I am not positive of that, so we're going to try it just real quick with the negative and see if it's not the negative that needs to go on it. I wouldn't think that it would be. I'll bet it's positive. So let's do it this way then. We'll take that off. Come on. Secure that. Yeah. All right. It's coming back to me. Sorry about that little brain fart there. It's been a while since I've A, had to mess with a starter generator, and B, been out in the shop. So here we go. We're going to ramp it up. And then we're going to pull it off of there and come over and touch the field, and it should act like a brake. Yes. Okay. Speed up real quick. Alright, that tells you it is good. So it is good, but it's noisy, and I don't like that it's noisy. So we are going to go get another one, and I'm going to just write on this one that it's noisy with a marker that I'm going to find after I shut the camera off. Okay, let's try this again. Got her grounded, see if she'll spin up. A little bit of noise on that one too, but it's not very bad. And it ramped up real good speed. Let's see if the generator side's working. Well, we've got a good one. So we're going to call this part one. But yeah, Zippo's back out in the shop. I'm going to need to get busy on Miss Zippo's Cub Cadet pretty soon. So there might be a video of it in between part one and part two of the nifty little Craftsman 23.7 cubic inch electric start. Cute little mower. So for now, I'm glad all of you were very patient with me in getting out to the shop. I appreciate all of you a lot. I did check. It has solid state ignition, and I did put a rope on it and spin it over off camera. It does have spark, so that's one thing we don't have to address. We'll put a fuel line on it, put the starter generator on, see if we can get this thing to pop the next time we come out here to visit it. So I thank all of you guys for hanging out with me. Finally, in the shop, tinkering on stuff. I promise you guys I will be on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.